Back, Disney Plus is now streaming its first R-rated content. The streaming platform now has 3 superhero films: Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and Logan. They are all based on characters from Marvel Comics, but have more violence and sexual content than other Disney-produced Marvel films. Actor Hugh Jackman posting this photo on Instagram of him hugging Deadpool actor Ryan Reynolds. He thanks Disney Plus for adding their R-rated movie, saying, quote, "While your choice is questionable, we'll take it." But not everyone is happy with the new content. The Parents and Television and Media Council released a statement saying, quote, "While Disney Plus points subscribers to its parental controls, the mere presence of R-rated and TVMA-rated content violates the trust and sensibilities of families," end quote. So we are taking it to our panel. Disney had previously focused on family-friendly content. So should Disney keep R-rated content off its platforms, or should the responsibility be on parents to monitor the content their children consume? Baron, you are an actor, my friend, so you get to kick it off.
Yes, I'm also a parent, and I do use those parental controls on Disney Plus, and I think that it should be an ongoing conversation between the parents and the company of Disney Plus, obviously. But this also, as an actor, it does bring up the question to me, like, how much content is too much content to own? You know, at what point do you have so much content that you don't know what to do with it? So this question is always going to come up, but I do think that it should become an ongoing conversation instead of one or the other makes a clear decision.
So you're a parent. Do you have a problem with the fact that this is now on Disney Plus?
No, not at all. Not at all. I enjoy those movies. I'm not going to let my children watch them by themselves. Obviously, I would watch it with them and explain what's going on if they have questions. But most of the time, they're not paying attention to what I'm doing anyway.
Hammer, what do you think?
2 uncomfortable truths here. Number 1, Disney is a company. Disney is a business. And the last couple of years, business has not been ideal for Disney. There's been some negative press. There's been some stock issues. So if they think they can make some money by hitching their wagon to Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool and whatever they can do, they're going to do it. And number 2, I do think this does go on to the parents here, because the uncomfortable truth is kids are going to find a way to get that content anyway. I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, when I saw a CD in the store, I may be dating myself here, a CD in the store that had the parental advisory on it, guess what? I'm going to find a way to get that parental advisory, whether it's a hardcore rap album or whatever it is. Kids will find a way to get the content. If your kid is smart enough to log into his Disney account on the smart TV, bring up the app, I promise you he can probably find that content somewhere else. Ultimately, for me, this falls on the parents.
All right, Angela, I saw you kind of squirming there. What do you think?
I feel strongly about this, that businesses are businesses and not babysitters, that businesses have a fiduciary duty to their investors to make money. Parents now have a moral duty to raise their own children. The point at which you start outsourcing your parenting and your childcare to businesses, you don't understand the priorities of a corporation. So I think Disney should do whatever it wants, so long as it doesn't cause harm.
All right, Jason, before we get to you, I want to bring in something that Ryan Reynolds, he posted some funny photos suggesting that several other quote-unquote family-friendly Disney films, including Bambi, Old Yeller, and even The Lion King, should already be rated R because of irreversible trauma. So does that kind of change this discussion at all, Jason? What do you think?
I mean, it doesn't change the discussion, although that is very funny. And there is a really good point to be made about how many of us were traumatized by a lot of the early Disney programming to begin with.
Bambi's mom died.
Yeah, Bambi, oh my God, spoiler alert, let's not ruin it for everybody else. Well. So clearly they have the right to do this. You have the way to set it up so that kids don't have access to this kind of content. You can do that now. The people who are pretending that Disney was always, or Disney Plus was always going to be exclusively for kids are fooling themselves. I mean, they very clearly have content on there now that is not necessarily kid-friendly and geared towards adults. And it might not be R-rated, but you can get all of the Marvel movies. On top of that, you can also get some stuff that used to be on Netflix that you can now get here. And they're doing stuff for Star Wars, which is for nerdy adults. So obviously, it's not just for kids. Get over it. stop getting upset that you have to now be a parent. The only people who are impacted truly by this is if you're just putting your kid in front of a TV and saying, go for it, do what you want.
But you don't think there's something to be said for that argument for parents who say, listen, I'm not opposed to our movie content being on this platform, that platform, but Disney Plus specifically because they think it is specifically for kids.
It sounds like
but it was never really pushed that way. I don't think. I think there was clearly, I think there's a brand association with
yes.
children's products and Disney. I think that's true. But
and
the
there's
fact
too
of the
many
matter
brands
is,
at once in a place here. That's what I'm saying. Go
yeah,
ahead. I'm sorry.
Look, that's
a
valid argument to a point, but I just don't think people are diving that deep into it. I think that there's a branding issue that parents maybe assumed that it was just for children. But the second that you get on Disney Plus, it's very clearly not just for children.
Right. Right, and there are the parental controls. I mean, to be said. Go ahead, Angela.
And just in the same way as Disneyland and Disney World, sure, like people think they're for children, but they're also really scary rides. There's age limits. Like you can't just say Disney has put itself to be just a kid brand.
Right, and to be fair, I mean, a kid could be, defined as a child who is 15, which is going to certainly be different than a child who is 5. So, to differentiate between that as well.
And I just want to also bring up the fact that, just in the conversation about Bambi or Dumbo, for instance, things change. The norms change. If you were to go out and find a DVD, I'm dating myself, of the first season of Sesame Street, it would have a sticker that says not appropriate for children on it. Because things have changed since then for what is and isn't appropriate. So I feel like this is going to be a continuous thing that is always going on, this conversation.
Yeah.
If you're a parent that feels like Disney is showing content to your child that they probably should not hear, I'm assuming that when they go to school, they hear nothing but compliments and everything is good and everything is roses. Okay, maybe not.
I think this is an issue media, social media, technology is facing overall. We see Instagram is getting sued right now for causing eating disorders among teenagers. And, I don't think that parents should just be farming out all responsibility to platforms.
That's right. Parents certainly
Parenting is a job.
Yep, it is a job. All right, panel, thank you for that. Well, still ahead on our Rush Hour Roundtable, Bass Pro Shops is facing a hefty lawsuit from a customer who says the retailer is refusing to honor its lifetime guarantee on his socks. And because of that, he wants $5 million.